Hey guys, in this video, I want to show you how to find the length of a side in a right triangle when all you're given is one side and an angle. So there are going to be three steps to this process. The first is to identify the reference angle. Then we're going to label the sides. And finally, we will choose the correct trig ratio for our problem. So go ahead and follow along as I read. It says shown here is the right angled triangle FGH, where FH, that side length FH is 14 centimeters. It says angle G. Let's go ahead and cross off angle G. This was an error, so it should say angle H. It says angle FHG is 52 degrees and angle G is 90 degrees. Find the length of side GH. So let's go ahead first and we're going to highlight or circle the reference angle. There it is. It is 52 degrees. Let's go ahead and label the side lengths now. So the first side length that I'm going to label is this 14 centimeters. That's the diagonal. So that tells me that's the hypotenuse. It's the one that's going across from the right angle. And then finally, the problem asks us to find the length of side GH. So let's go ahead and label GH on there as well. So GH is up here. It is next to the reference angle, meaning it is the adjacent side. Okay, so now I want to choose the correct trig ratio. And I'm thinking, of course, of sine, which is opposite and hypotenuse, cosine, which is adjacent and hypotenuse, and tangent, which is opposite and adjacent. So I've got SOHCAHTOA, sine, cosine, and tangent. The one that uses the adjacent and the hypotenuse is the cosine. So we're going to use the cosine in this case. So we'll have the cosine of 52 degrees is equal to the adjacent. Now the adjacent is what we're looking for. So that's our x over the hypotenuse, which is what we're given. And that's our 14. So there is our equation. Now, if you know how to solve this equation, if you've gotten good at doing these over the years, that's awesome. Just go ahead and solve it. If you're not sure what to do next, you might try this out. So this is just a way to organize your information in a way that's easy for you to tell what you're supposed to do. Okay, so I'm going to start with this cosine of 52 degrees. And I'm going to put cosine of 52, cosine of 52 down in the bottom right corner, cosine of 52. Now I'm going to use the fraction x over 14, and I'm going to put x in the top of the triangle, and I'm going to put 14 in the bottom left. And what this allows me to do is it allows me to cover up the missing piece. And then it will reveal to me what I'm supposed to do. So let's say, for example, that this was my missing piece. It would tell me to take x divided by 14. But of course, that's not what we have here. We have the unknown up here in the numerator. So x is going to be right there. And what it's going to tell me to do, I can write down now x, that's the part that I crossed off, is equal to 14. And then when I have 14 touching cosine of 52, that tells me to multiply by the cosine of 52. And that should give me the correct solution. So I come over here to my calculator. Again, I want to make sure that it says degrees up here. And I'm going to type in 14 times the cosine of 52. And that should give me my solution. This number rounded to three significant figures is 8.62. 8.62. So x equals 8.62. So, and we'll put the label centimeters on there. So in this one, we looked at finding a side length for a right triangle. We did 3 things. We identified the reference angle, we labeled the sides, and then we chose the correct trig ratio to go after. I did show you a cool little graphic organizer that you can use to be able to tell what to do with the 2 numbers that you have. And obviously, the more times you practice it, the less times you'll need it. So if you have any questions for me, please let me know, and I'll talk to you in class.